Welcome back everyone to Blender 3, the ultimate medieval scene course, and this is where we left it off. Alright, so now let's first of all make our Boolean. I think that's going to make it a little bit easier on us. So what we'll do is, first of all, I've got my cursor, as you can see here, or my orientation. So if I press Shift S and cursor selected, and I'm also going to go into modeling while I actually create these. It's just going to make it easy and I can see a bit more. Then if I press 3, I think it is, hide my reference, and now I can see exactly what I'm doing. Alright, let's press Shift A and we'll bring in a cylinder. Comes in at 18. I think actually 18 should be absolutely fine. Or Y 90, spin it round. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Something like that. And basically what we want to use this for is to actually put all our logs inside and things like that. So we want it come in probably just below this halfway point. So I'm going to pull it down a little bit. So somewhere around here. And then what we want to do is we want to actually cut this away a little bit. So what do I mean by that? I mean, let's get rid of this side and this side. Let's press delete and faces. And let's now come to the halfway points, which is here and here, and delete and faces, and then again L, delete vertices. Now let's come to these parts. Let's press 3 just to make sure they are level, which they are. Let's press E, bring them straight down with Z just to make sure they're on that Z axis. Let's press F to fill them in. And finally now, let's fill these in. So grab this side, press the F button. This side with Alt-Shift-Click, press the F button, tab, and now you should be able to put that into place. Now you want it to come, so it's not actually going through the wall, of course, you don't want anything like that, but you want it to be long enough to make sure that you've got logs in there that look realistic. So we might have to bring it up. You can see there's a bit of wood there poking through. I don't want that wood poking through, so I want it through just up to the wood, probably something like that. And I'm probably thinking that I need to pull this out just a little bit. So I'm going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it from here. I'm going to press Control to here, and then I'm going to press Control click to here, and I'm just going to pull it out slightly like so. I just want to make sure there's enough room in there so it looks realistic with enough logs and things like that stored in there, because if it's too thin the logs would be really dinky and we don't really want that. So now let's come to this part. I'm going to press Control A, all transforms, right click set origin to geometry, and now what we're going to do is we're going to actually bring in a Boolean. So add modifier, Boolean, grab your cylinder, and there we go. Now let's apply that with Control A. Let's come to our Boolean, delete it out of the way, and you should end up with something like that. And you can see here what I said about this plank of wood, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, I'm going to press Alt H actually, grab this plank of wood, and I'm just going to delete it because I really don't need this one anyway. So delete vertices. There we go. Should end up with something like this. Alright, let's get some materials on this straight away so we can actually see what it looks like, and then we can put some wooden planks and things like that in. So what I'm going to do to make this a little bit easier, I'm actually going to grab this and I'm going to press Shift H to hide everything else out of the way just so I can work on this a little bit. It's just going to make it easier, as you can see. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, grab all these going all the way around, all of these going all the way around. I'm going to right click and mark a seam. I'm going to right click, mark seam. I'm going to then take off these seams on here and here. So right click, clear seam. And then I'm going to also delete the bottom. I really don't need that. Delete faces. And now I'm going to see if this actually unwraps correctly. Let's see if it does. We might need to actually bring in another seam. Sometimes on things like this, you can't actually get away with unwrapping it with Smart UV Project. It just won't unwrap correctly. So what I'm going to do is instead, I'm going to mark my seams out. So Alt Shift click, right click, mark seam, and then I'm going to come down, grab this, grab this, grab this, right click, mark seam. And hopefully now that should be enough to unwrap. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. I think, yeah, I'll probably put another seam in here as well, and this one. And now I'll try right click, mark seam. Alright, so let's see if that can unwrap now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with L, 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 and L, and I'm basically just grabbing these from here. Now you can see I do have a little bit of a problem in that this is bending here. Now I know this is in the wall, well I hope it's in the wall, but still I want to straighten that up just a little bit before I actually carry on. So I'm going to press 1, I'm going to pull this out, like so, just straighten up a little bit. I think it's in the wall, so I don't think it'll be a problem. Right, let's go back in and grab all these now. like so. Let's press U and just UV unwrap it the normal way. And let's now go to UV editing. Let's zoom in. So dot, well, first of all, A, dot, zoom in. And let's see what these are actually going to unwrap like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to put it on grey. And then I'm going to click the plus, down arrow. I'm going to put this on wall. Oh, we don't have it called wall. So what's it called? Stone, is it? Because we need to change that. Yes, it is. It's called stone. So I need to change that. Let's assign it first. And then let's rename that to wall instead of stone. Okay, I'm also, while I've got this, I'm going to right click and I'm going to mark as asset. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look around and make sure that they're all going the right way. And you can see here that they're not. We can see that these are, but these ones around here are definitely not. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to spin it round. So R90, G. I'm just going to put it near enough level with the others, just so it's kind of leveled up, as you can see. And the other thing about this is we haven't got a bevel on yet. So I'm going to bevel it off, but I'm going to bevel it off on my own. Now I've UV unwrapped it. So I'm just going to Alt Shift click, Alt Shift click, Alt Shift click, and now try beveling it. So Control B. Let's see what that looks like. And you see now that actually looks really rounded and quite nice. We didn't really want it straight too much, and it kind of all fits together as well. You really can't see how it, you know, the seams marked there or anything like that. It's actually gone really well. All right, so now let's come and also right click, shade smooth, and let's bring in our auto smooth. And now we can actually unwrap this part here. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to grab it with L and U, unwrap, and let's see, material, click assign, and there we go. Now we can see that they're way too small. So let's press A, S, and bring them out a little bit. Just try measuring them to be round about the same size as the one on the outside, like something like that. Now the other thing is I want to press Alt H, bring back everything else, because you can see that these bricks, they're really too big in comparison to the others. So we need to make sure that they're correct. So what I'm going to do is I'll just come in, grab the whole thing like so, and then what I can do is I can press S now and bring them out and just make them a little bit smaller like so. All right, so they're more in line. They are a little bit bigger, but they probably would be a little bit bigger because we're actually building a chimney. So we've got to make sure of that. All right, let's come to this back one now. Grab that, U, unwrap, and there we go. Let's click assign on the wall. Let's spin it round, so R, 180, so we go it the right way. Let's press S, like so, and that looks really good. Okay, so the last bit now, let's put in some stone. So what I'll do is I'll grab all of this going all the way around with Alt Shift and click, Control plus, Control plus, Control plus, and it's going up to there, which is fine by me. And then what I want to do is I want to bring in a new material now, new, and I'm actually going to call this one stone, and that's why I changed the name of the last one. So stone, let's go to shading, let's zoom out a little bit, and Control Shift and T. Let's come to where it says, well, we've got one that says stone here, so let's bring that in. Select, Shift select, principled, dot to zoom in, and it's because I've got everything selected for some reason, so I'm just going to select that, dot to zoom in, there we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to assign this as stone. I'm going to press U, and I'm going to smart UV project, like so. Because it is stone, you're never going to see the difference there anyway. All right, double tap the A. There we go. Looks really cool. Okay, so let's now think about, we need some blocks in here for where our logs are actually going to be stored. So let's come in and put in just something very simple actually. So I've got my cursor in there anyway, so I might as well press Shift A, bring in a cube, press the S button, go back to modeling, because I'm not going to actually add in a material at the moment on these. Because I'm going to be doing the rest, I'm actually going to also hide that out of the way, and there we go. And then we can press 3 and put these into place. Now the logs holders, I want to be a little bit smaller than this, so S, and they're going to go in the side of the wall like so, and then I'm going to press S and X, hold them out, pull them back into the wall like so. I'm going to grab my man, bring him round, because I've got an idea of how big the logs need to be, so I can actually see from this man stud here whether these are too thick or not, whether they need to be pulled a bit lower. I think that looks about right, actually. So now what I'll do is I'll press Shift D, I'll bring it over to the other side, stick it in the wall, like so, and then I'm going to press Shift A, bring in a cube, S, and then S and Z, like so, and then S and Y. Let's stick it on top of here. There we go, so it's level on there, and then pull it back. And now let's put another one in, so Shift D, bring in another one, like so. All right, that looks really good. Let's grab, not all man, let's grab this, and the wooden pieces. Press Ctrl J, and let's press Ctrl A, all transforms, right click, set origin to geometry, add modifier, bevel 0.01. Let's apply that with Ctrl A. Let's press Tab, grab everything, A, U, Smart UV unwrap. Let's bring in our main wood. So wood, main, spin them round. So A, R, 90, UV, pack islands, dot to zoom in, tab, double tap the A, and there we go. All right, I'm really happy with how that is coming along. Now on the next lesson then what we'll do is we'll build this kind of shelter where it's going to actually cut the planks of wood and things like that. All right everyone, so I hope you enjoyed that and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot, bye bye.